And thus we enter the final week before the game entirely changes, at least at the time of recording this, and we go to G, and therefore it's time for me to speed run through all the remaining clan event decks that I actually have finished, and there's a thing about 3 of them, so I'm pretty sure it's Spikes, Mega Colony, and I think Nubatama, if I'm not mistaken. And so it is time, at long last, to finally take a look at these event clans, and I really want to take a look at them now before it's too late, because by the time that G comes out, it's going to be too late, because then the game is going to change completely, and for a lot of you guys watching this kind of content during the Legion era in Global, it'll be a bit harder to relate. So today, I'm going to be channeling my inner Danji, and we are going to be taking a look at Spikes. So of course, Spikes, I actually played Spikes during the break right there, I think I mentioned this before, but my pulls were not so lucky this time around, but luckily I managed to finish it with the Legion era. And of course, as you saw from the thumbnail, you might be a little bit surprised at the main grade 3 of this deck, because it is not actually Emerald Blaze. It is Frozen Ogle and Bloody Ogle. So why is that? Well, because even in TCG that was the better Legion, and I'm surprised they didn't swap their rarities around, to be honest, because I think Bushrod also knows that's the better Legion. But this deck that we're looking at today doesn't play any of the triple rare Legion, because we are focused on the bad end combo and nothing else, and we are playing Jelly Beans because we like Gancelots, and one Skydiver because we like that kind of combo potential. So this deck is virtually a one-trick pony. It is a one-trick pony which wants to ride Bad End Dragger on turn 3, because it is our break ride, which powers up our entire field. So he says when you break ride over him, give your Vanguard the following ability, plus 10k, and the next 2 abilities rather. All your rearguards in the front row get plus 10k power, but at the end of the battle your rearguard attacked, you put it to the bottom of the deck. So that plus 10k is very huge. It helps us get over defensives. I have killed people from 2 to 6 with multiple PGs. I've killed people from 3 to 6 with multiple PGs. And I've even done on stream, so while learning the deck. So Bad End Dragger is definitely very strong, but of course needs a great partner combined with him in order to achieve his great skill, which is of course going to be the Bloody Ogle. Bloody Ogle legions with Frozen Ogle, and says during the turn that you legioned, when your rearguard attacks for that battle, give it 5k power, but at the end of the battle, put it to the bottom of the deck. So combine the 2 effects, give plus 15k to your attacking units, which is really strong. That's even stronger than a Persona Ride. Crazy. And then when he attacks the Vanguard himself, count him as 2 and put a card from your hand into your soul to search your deck for any card you want and call it an empty rearguard circle. And of course, as your rearguard circles are emptying out by the skills of your break ride and your legion, you will always have empty rearguard circles. That is very great. So what can we call, or what can we combo with, right? Of course, we have Frozen Ogle, which says during the turn that you legioned, at the end of the battle that he attacked the Vanguard, you can count him +1 and put him into the soul to search your deck for anything that isn't Frozen Ogle and call it an empty rearguard circle. So that's great, doesn't need to hit, so you can actually use it when your opponent's at 5. But if you want to get your opponent to 5 first, you might want to use something like Dudley Mason. Dudley Mason says when attack hits a Vanguard, count him +2, put a card from hand into your soul, and then you can search your deck for any card you want and call it an empty rearguard circle. So you can combo into something like this, and then he, count him +1, puts himself into the soul to call something else. If you want to call 2 things, you can actually go into something like the Devil Summoner. Devil Summoner says when placed, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a grade 2 or lower, you can call it. If it's not, shuffle your deck. So this lets you basically call to an occupied rearguard circle too, which is also very nice. Whether it's a new attacker or a booster, or you just want to like fill up your board early, very good. What if your opponent's sacking and starting to hit like super crazy defensives? That's when we get the Silver Blaze. So Silver Blaze says when he attacks the Vanguard, if you're in Legion state, Soul Blast 1, get plus 10k power, but then put him back to the bottom of the deck at the end of the battle. So 19k, 29 with a break ride, 34 with the Frozen Ogle without any triggers. That will usually get over the defensives that your opponent's been getting, especially with a boost added to that. So what kind of boost do we have? Of course, 4 PGs, nothing new here. We have one Jelly Beans target, which is the Dudley Daisy. If plays during your battle phase on the rearguard circle, count +1, give it 5k. Never really use that effect. Speaking of which, Jelly Beans lets us put him back to the deck and search our deck for any Dudley grade 2 or lower and add it to our hand. So she's one of those targets. It's basically Gancelot. And Skydiver is also another combo piece. He says when his attack hits the Vanguard, put him into the soul and call a card from your hand to rearguard circle. So that's really nice because you can combo it off of the grade 2s, or like if you have it in the hand on a break ride turn, that's really, really strong. And then, of course, we have the Reckless Express. When it attacks, Soul Blast 1, give it 5k and put bottom of the deck. So if you need to just like hit intercepts, you know, because you want to like this guy as well as Mr. Mason need to hit the Vanguard, right? So you want to like hit the rear guards, the intercepts with with something like this first, right? And then maybe with the actual Bloody Ogle, you call out the grade 2s that combo further. And of course, to actually get the stuff into the Legion and to draw into your pieces, which is very important, we have, of course, the Gary Gannon. So when his boost attack hits, discard 1, draw 1. So it's very nice. Of course, Mecha Trainer is still our starter of choice, and we will run the grade 3 Searcher. But basically, in this deck, you need to draw into the Break Ride and then draw into the Legion. I have won games where I just Legion, but I have not won games where I just spam Break Rides over one another, because you run out of cards very easily, and the power threshold generally is not that great. But this deck, you know, people don't rate it very highly. People don't rate it very highly. I took it to tournament mode yesterday with the, you know, the Champions Tournament, and I got 4 wins, went into the 5th game against Silverthorns, and lost because they just killed me before I could actually do the combo. Or no, I actually almost killed them, but then they had like 2 cards in hand, one of them was a PG, so I was like, damn. Better luck next time, better luck next time. So yeah, let's give it a run. Of course, Bruce is everyone's daddy, Bruce's best deck, and therefore this will definitely buff our Spike Brother chances as well. And I think in general, you know, if you enjoy playing Bruce, this is basically Bruce, you know, Bruce and Zero. Feels very good. I wonder if they're ever going to bring Bruce to Zero, actually. Like, honestly, might be too much. Might be too much. All right, not going to stop us from playing against the meta clans, though. Going to be playing against the you know, Revengers, probably. Might be Witches, but probably gonna be Revengers. Okay, opening hand is pretty okay, I would say. This is like, I kind of want this on rear, so I think we'll do this and then hopefully draw into a Break Ride. You know, that'd be great. Okay, that's a great 2. We can play down early as well, especially going first. So this might be the example of a game where we don't Break Ride, you know? Could be, sometimes does happen. Alright, ooh, all of our good old Silver Blazes are going away, which is kind of unfortunate, but I guess it's okay. So next turn we can search for the PG already, and then basically just like use the summoner to like fill up our board, I guess, and make it harder for my opponent to bounce back. Or we can kind of play it slow, I guess, and just kind of like ride bash, and then turn 3 play down the summoners. Whatever works. At least if we play the summoners here, we can actually like bash into this 7k. He whiffs a heal, which is also great. You love to see it. But yeah, today we had a nice little locals. So as I'm recording this, is the 26th of September. We had a nice little locals. Quite a few people from the French community came by. Ooh, that's a nice card to get. That's a nice card to get. But yeah, we like normally we have like 6 to 8 people at my locals here in Luxembourg, Games Tower Luxembourg. If you ever are in the area, feel free to hop by. But today we had a bunch of the players from France come by and join us for our locals, which was very nice. It was very nice to just like sit down and play with people, you know, because it's like, I've obviously like been playing this game, you know, Vanguard itself for basically 10 years, and I've traveled a lot for the game. And I remember especially like in the early years, like basically leading into early G, mid G, like from the start of the game until like mid G, there was a pretty big community for like the Benelux region, so Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, and essentially we would have like big like unofficial like championships and stuff, like community organized like Benelux championships, and there was like a lot of rivalry between the countries, and it was really fun because like the players of like our country of Luxembourg could also play against the other players, and it was really fun to like, you know, have that kind of experience. So now like we have a lot of new players that started with Overdress that I really want them to get that experience too, of like playing against like, you know, that international competition, you know, how it feels to rep your own country, I guess, and like this kind of competition as well. So I really want to give them that feeling, and so I'm really glad that the people from the French community are coming down to our locals so I can give them that at least a little touch of that experience, because especially with COVID, it's pretty hard, you know, to, oh my god, 2 PG drive checks? That's all my PGs I have, damn it. And my man is healing non-stop. I'm trying to tell a story over here. I'm trying to tell stories, and you're over here healing, bro. Come on, relax. Relax, dude. Come on. It's not that serious. It's just a card game, dude. Come on. So anyway, you know, it's like, especially during COVID, right now, you know, people getting into the game with Overdress, like, it's great to be part of that local community, but, you know, normally we'd have, like, big national events and, you know, like, BCS and everything, so people would get that kind of international travel and, like, you know, just that experience of playing against people from all over the world and all over the region. But as we don't have that, it's like these, like, neighboring country tournaments are kind of what we have to deal with, basically. So it's still nice that we can get something like this. I'm definitely very happy. You know, it kind of feels like those sports anime, you know, like Haikyuu and like Kuroko no Basuke and stuff, where like, you know, they start first they beat up, you know, they play against amongst each other, and then they start going up against like the other teams in the region. It's kind of the experience I'm trying to give these fresh new players, you know. That's the kind of experience we want to give them. Alright, enough story time. I think it's time to start playing the game, maybe. I think I can get away with the Reckless Express here, kind of fill up my soul and stuff. Or fill up my drop zone, rather, from my soul. So that'd be pretty good. I'll just swing here. Of course, you can hear Danji's great lines. He actually has a Legion line and stuff, which is pretty great. I think my game sound is pretty quiet today. Should put it up a little bit. Alright, let's bash. Put him into like 3 or something. Skydiver is gonna go, but we're gonna force Legion it back and use it again later. So that is fine. Now we're just kind of gonna be waiting until he gives me enough damage to kill him, basically. He also can drop this. I need to shuffle my deck at some point to get those PGs out of there. Jelly Bean's actually an okay draw because I'm out of heal range and I can just put it back next turn to fetch out a Dudley Mason. I only play 3 Dudley Mason because I only have that many, but I feel like it's the right number. I do want to play like 2 Silver Blaze because, like, as you can see, you can just draw into it early and then it kind of hurts. So it's good to have because it breaks defensive numbers, so it's pretty good. But yeah, what about you guys? How have you been enjoying, you know, Vanguard lately? Not just TCG, but also Zero. You know, Zero is cool because it's an online game, so like by default, you have the kind of like, you know, international communication and stuff through the online communities that, like, you know, you're not locked to the local communities as much as you would do with like TCGs, like actual proper TCGs, you know, analog TCGs, card games. So it is pretty fun, you know, to just like be able to have that kind of opportunity at all times, right? So I hope I'm making sense. I hope whatever I'm saying is resonating with people that are watching this video. Anyway, I'm thinking next turn we put back Jelly Beans and we search out Mason. But I don't know, maybe that's not a good idea, because if you search out Mason, then that's like a combo piece I could use next turn instead. Or like the turn after once I actually break right. Let's see what we're drawing to. Ogle I also really want. But Mason I want more, to be honest. Mason might be a bit better because then Mason can hit and then Mason can call out the Ogle afterwards, which would be pretty good. I might still put back the heal though, just prepare for next turn. I think that's a plan. So let's take out Mr. Mason. There was actually, I don't know if the new kids remember him, but there was a YouTuber. There used to be a Vanguard YouTuber called Mason. But unfortunately, he's now like, I don't know if he's a Magic Pro, but he plays a lot of Magic. He plays a lot of Magic. I don't know if he's like, if he's, you know, he tweets a lot about Magic, and he's still, you know, pretty active on Twitter, so I'm assuming that he's having a great time there. But yeah, you know, some players just go play other games, and it was great, you know. It was cool. So there's so many like other Vanguard YouTubers, Vanguard like content creators, Vanguard players that like went on to do other things, and then there's people that went on to do other things and then came back during like Overdress and stuff like that, so it's definitely cool to see. You know, one of my dreams would be probably to like do a cool invitational tournament of like all like the world champions, or like of all like just like X amount of like super chief players, right? Like some of which probably have already quit the game a long time ago, right? And like haven't touched the game in ages. But it'd be kind of cool to have something like that, you know, just like all, like, I don't know, like world champions, or like not necessarily world champions, like obviously it could be like, I don't know, just like we pick like a player from each year that was like an MVP or like had the most amount of tops, because like there's some people that never went to Worlds that have like an exorbitant amount of tops. Like I can think of quite a few people, especially in Europe, that have like 15 plus tops like by 2017 that barely never made it to Worlds, because it used to be way harder to qualify to Worlds until like 2017. And so basically that's kind of it. That's all I wanted to say. Also, I think I'm surviving here, by the way. I'm just kind of looking at this. Oh, my PG came back up. Wait, have I fully cycled through my deck already? No. Oh, wait, I shuffled at some point. But it wasn't the Mecha Trainer. Oh, wait. It was the Jelly Beans. Right, the Jelly Beans shuffled my deck. Oh, nice. So we survived just fine here. No problem. And then we can combo him super hard. Which is good. But now he has double intercept, which means that I will basically have to just like, you know, bash in, and the Mason doesn't really make sense. I guess I can put the Mason back to deck, which is nice, so I can have more combo pieces available to me, which is nice. He whiffs a heal. So now, but then Mason doesn't make sense at all, because Mason needs to hit. So Mason's not going to hit. Right. Mr. Mason. Alright, time to break ride. Nice little Danji. Let's go. Very nice. Man, I love Ono Yu, man. I was watching the latest Granblue TV. So if you don't know, Granblue Fantasy is a very popular... hold on, I need to think of the pieces I'm putting back. Skydiver. Draws don't really matter. I think we have enough Frozen Ogles in deck. Maybe a Devil Summoner we could use. I think I want to like go Frozen Ogle. Skydiver needs to hit too, actually. It doesn't really make sense. Ogle is cool, but I'll call it from deck already anyway. Alright, let's just do this then. Devil Summoner is fine. Alright. So, but yeah, I was watching the new Granblue TV because they have the voice actor of Shimon from Gurren Lagann. So Kagihara Tetsuya, he was the guest on the show. And I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but oh, look at that, look at that, what a god, what a god, what a god, what a god. All right, based. Oh, so super based, omega based. That's crazy. All right, I think my opponent might be a little bit molding just looking at what I'm doing here. Yes, go back. Okay, we have to let's play through this turn, right? So obviously the break right turn is like we give power to everything, everything is plus 15, everything goes back. So obviously your intercepts also go back, so you kind of die if you don't win that turn, but it's fine because you don't. Nobody ever dies like that. We put this to Soul. Finally not putting PGs to Soul, that's kind of crazy. Let's go Frozen Ogle. We'll do Frozen Ogle, and then the Ogle will like call out, I don't know, like a sky, not a skydiver. It'll call out something better than that. Okay, we can put this here. The other stuff already has enough power. Alright, Skydiver is out of the question, which is good. I don't want too many triggers right now. We can cycle a card too. We can cycle a card, try to draw into something better. Which means the same thing. Alright. So this doesn't have to hit, you just kind of must one and then call it. If we're lucky, we'll top deck into it, which would be super sick from the Mr. Thingy. So your skill first, we don't put you back to the deck yet. We use your skill first, you go to the Soul, and then we're gonna call this. Now please don't hit a trigger. Please don't hit a trigger, okay? Hit anything but a trigger from the top. Hit anything but a trigger from the top. Fuck! Damn it. Please. No, he had it. Oh, man. I guess I had a lot of triggers there. I still have like, okay, half of my deck was triggers. Okay, fine. But now we're pretty much dead. Now we're pretty much dead. Like he has, you know, he's gonna Legion back. He has like 7 cards in hand. He can literally call whatever he wants. Alright, that's fine. But yeah, speaking of Danji's voice actor, Onoyu, he runs the Granblue TV show. And Granblue Fantasy is a very popular mobile game, mobile RPG, that he voices the main character of. So that's why he is the host of that show, and they had the voice actor of Shimon from Gurren Lagann, Kagero Tetsuya. So it was very fun to watch. I like those kind of anime TV shows? What a weird sentence. Anime TV show. Obviously, like, every anime is a TV show, but you know what I mean. Alright, watch this. Now it would have been like a Blaze or something, or like, okay, it's a heal. But it's not enough. I'm still dead. He has way more than... I have, like, need to hit my other 2 heals right now. So he's playing really well, knowing when to, you know, what kind of attack power he needs to do. Yeah, Spikes is strong, obviously. Like, you saw what kind of combo I can do. But maybe pushing him to 4 was the wrong call, because it actually, like, restricted me. I couldn't do Mason. Because then I could have done like Mason into Ogle and then Ogle into something else. Okay, we check a heal, we need to check one more. You know, it might seem weird that I'm not getting very excited over the 6 damage heals, but I literally need to check 3 in a row to be able to survive. And sadly, the chances of that were not very high, so I don't want to get overhyped for no reason. Anyway, let's do another game. I would like to get at least 1 win with this deck. Like, obviously, like, it really depends on the pace of the game, like how well your opponent's been farming. Like, you know, maybe we shouldn't have given him Break Ride and kept him at 3, you know, then he wouldn't have cycled through his deck and like found his PGs, blah blah blah. But honestly, it really is down to just like, if your opponent opened many PGs, like, well, you got to get through them, right? And then if your opponent's at high damage, that means you can't use like Skydiver, can't use your like Mason. Like when they're at 3 damage, you can literally go like Mason to face, call Skydiver, Skydiver to face, and then, you know, you still have empty front row. Then you go like Vanguard, call out Frozen Ogle calls out like, I don't know, the like Silver Blaze or whatever, and like you get so many attacks to face, and you get like, but so many of them like are on hits that like further keep that chain of attacks going. So sadly, like, at times it's just not great enough. Alright, Link Joker. I've been running into this here and there. You just kind of have to like win without calling much, and like just attack while you can, and use stuff like Reckless Express. This hand is so good though, what the hell? Yeah, this hand is really good. I don't know what to say. This hand is super good. Okay, well, we don't have PGs, but we can draw into them, you know, like good players do. And most Link Jokers that I've played against with this deck have been deleters, so that's why it's been... I think it might even be harder, honestly, like when you're playing as deleters than regular star-vaders, because like star-vaders at least are like cannibalize gated, like super discard gated and stuff like that, whereas deleters get a lot of their resources back very easily. And they got locks, they got deletes, they got all this kind of stuff, and like when they delete your bad end, obviously like you have to wait a turn before the effect becomes active again, so that's something that you have to keep in mind every time. So it's kind of annoying. I'm thinking here. Right, that's a combo piece. But this hits awkward numbers. I mean, I guess we're hitting awkward numbers anyway. I guess let's try? Let's try? I don't know. We're gonna just do it twice, I think. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It has to be called in battle phase to use the skill though, so... Alright, let's reduce the amount of bad calls by 1 by searching out the PG. I think that's good. I think that's good. Alright, now this will... I think this is where we take the chance, like, call down intercepts and stuff. Okay, well, so much for that. Just bash. Just bash. Hit nice numbers. Bash, bash, bash. Attack, attack, attack. So we kind of push them a little bit here and there. Don't want to, like, overextend too much, because obviously if they lock up our front row, we are turbo screwed. We are super, super screwed. Especially in this deck, of all things. So if you, like, call down a Photon here and, like, a Palladium, I'm just, like, dead. Straight up just lose. So let's hope that doesn't happen. That's not a Photon. Good. I think so far we're fine. So now I can't really call down a front row. I kind of want to put him to 3 though. That's the thing. Kind of want to put him to 3. But I think I might be able to still. Might. Emphasis on might. We drew PGs, which is good. And we drew an extra bad end so I can discard it. But I really am afraid now of, like, calling down a front row because he could just, like, lock me up with virtually anything. But if we get break right next turn, I don't know if I can 2-6 him. 2-6 would require, like, pretty big high roll and him having, like, very few pieces. But sadly, I don't have a way to clear my front row. Don't have a way to clear my front row, which is really problematic. We just do this. I'm kind of worried, I guess. We heal, which is, like, good, but also bad. Good, but also bad, you know? It's like, I don't know. It's not great because I need more damage to kill. And, okay, Reckless Express is good. That's, like, one way I can, like, bash at him and, like, clear my front row without losing locks. You know, or, like, losing to lock, I guess. Let's see who he's gonna ride. If he has Infinite Zero, well, that's actually a good ride, I would say. Brajo. Mr. Brajo. Alright, Mr. Brajo. Let's have a good one then. Pushing me to 3. This means that I can push him a little bit. You know? Ooh. Okay, the draws have been very friendly. Draws have been super friendly. Oh! Oh? Oh? Is that a challenge? Hold up. Is that a challenge? Do we try? I think we try. Bro, I don't think this is the best chance we got, I think. Let's just go. Let's go. 2-6. 4 cards in hand. I want to see defensives left and right, baby. Let's go. This might be a misplay. This might be a misplay, and I'm willing to admit that. But you know what? There's adrenaline running through my veins, and I think that's all I need right now. Danji, I need you to turn off all of my opponent's defensives in one fell swoop. Just like... Stop, stop, stop. Gone. He runs crits, this guy. This boy's running crits. Boy's eating beans, bruh. Oh, hold on. I have an idea for what we could do. I have an interesting idea for what we could do. Alright, check this out. Here we go. Run this in. Attack with nice power. Bad. Bad dog. That's not what you want to do. Alright, put this back. Then we're gonna mason it up. We're gonna mason it up, put a mason jar out there, you know, just let it sink. Let that sink in. So this will be 24, right? Unboosted, which is nice. Let's go 24 unboosted. And then we can call Skydiver out of this. Okay, okay, okay. Skydiver still hits. Skydiver still hits. Wait, we don't have CB or what? Vanguard and Hitler shall kick on the soup, put a hand from Soul. Huh? Oh, because I don't have open rearguard circles! Oh, I messed up. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, that's fine. I messed up. That's fine. In that case, we do this and we just call another Ogle. Yeah, timing messed up. The timing messed up. It's okay. We call an Ogle. We have CB. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. So this is what? 24-31, right? So it doesn't break a defensive. So we should probably give it here because this one already breaks defensive, I'm pretty sure. Just from, like, existing. We can give it here. We can give it here. Alright. Defensive? No. Not a defensive. Sure, we can cycle this. The timer is not running out yet. Oh, another PG like a god. Okay, we can do this, I think. 31? 36? Kanzengado. Okay. Otsuke, Otsuke, Otsuke. Karamas 1. Run it down mid. Do we have another Emerald Blaze? We do. But I don't think I have enough power. Emerald Blaze is 19, 29, 34. 34. Huh? 34? No, it's not. No, it's 20. Wait, it's 29? Oh my god. I think it reaches. You can't! You can't! What? Whoa, okay. 3 to 6 works, I guess. 2 to 6. 2 to 6. And this is why Bruce is everyone's daddy. Whoa. Wow. That was a game. That was a game. That was definitely a game. I genuinely thought we couldn't close it out. But somehow, like, you know how, like, when Yusei and Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds would, like, before he would do, like, a sick combo, he would, like, close his eyes and see, like, the like, all, like, the lines, like, going in all the different combo paths? That was literally me. Like, I literally just closed my eyes, and just, like, went crazy with the multi-attacks, you know? That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. Oh my god. You just gotta blast the I can't say too much, otherwise I'm gonna get hit with a DMCA, I think. Ingro Shokan, Shourai Seo, Shooting Star Dragon, in the form of a American baseball player. Not baseball, football. American baseball. My brain is, I think, still too high from that last game. And I'm somehow just walking into a third one because that last game ended fairly quickly, which is nice. I'm glad. I'm glad I get to show that kind of game too. What the hell is this guy? Sabah? I don't think I've ever seen this guy's art. Is that Dragonic Descendant on a horse? What is that? What the hell? Huh? Well, anyway. Alright, what is this? Kagero? Yep. Mr. Olivier, let's have a good one. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Alright, here we go. So, it's time for another one. Ooh, this time the opening hand is not so hot. I guess we can keep Mason for now. Yeah, I definitely don't want to open with Skydiver. No Legion either. That's a bit of a yikes. Bit of a yikes, not gonna lie. Well, let's see. We haven't had a game yet where we don't break ride. So maybe that's gonna happen this game. So I have, like, realistically when you're playing this deck, you do have games where you don't break ride. Like, it definitely does happen. So you do have to, like, play with that in mind, kind of. Like, you do have to factor that in, let's just say. So, you know, just gotta do as you do, right? Do as you do. We've drawn into every single Reckless Express, though, which is fascinating. Fascinating, for sure, is the way to put it, I think. Alright, my man gets a Pain Laser. That is beautiful. We've seen him be a good boy before in the Great DifferentFight. But yeah, this is like one of the rare DifferentFights where the thumbnail is a double rare card. It's like so rare. So rare to have that, but alas, here we are. Here we are. So, okay, it is the Great. It's not some weird perdition. He does have the Great. I think it's like pure perditions, like super pure. The purest you can find. Ooh, look at that. PGs back to back. You'd love to see it. Alright, I guess. If he doesn't have. If we don't get break ride, we need to push damage a bit earlier then. So I think we just like start from now. And we just make like a Mason column or something here with, you know, searching out Mason, not Maelstrom, Mason. I think if you could search Maelstrom, that might be a little bit problematic. And bash like this, I think that works. If we check a trigger, then we can like break through a defensive, but you know, that depends if he gets defensive. He does not. That's nice. I'm also turning off all my heals, which is probably not the best idea, but alas, that's what you do for the sake of damage, you know? 0 damage framing. We also have a combo part in hand, so I kind of feel good about myself right now. Like, we can... Skydiver into Reckless Express, though. That's, like, not the best. That's literally not the best. Okay, he's gonna push some damage. Not retiring my back row, though. Oh, he's gonna CP2 to draw. That's what this guy does. That's what this guy does. He only has, like, 1 card in drop, right? 2. Right, Conroe is the thing. Alright, let's see if we check something. Get a draw. It's not bad. And oh, we get more combo parts. Damn it. But I really don't want to like overcall something just to Legion. And we're only at 2 damage, so we can't even use our CB. So I think we're just going to ride and like swing at rears and pass. I think we don't need to stress about it too much. IMO. My hand is like super nice, like super nice. So I think we just like take it slow, clear out our own board. Put him to 4, give him like 1 CB or something that he can chill on, you know. they can munch on, you know, little munchables. You know how we do. Alright, so swing, put him to 4. Oh, we get a draw. Very nice. Double Bloody Ogle. That's like super sick. And also putting him to 4 is really important here because if we don't break ride, the power like addition is only 5k, right? So it's like you need to essentially have that like you need to factor that in, right? If you are on the break ride, like you saw in the last game, if you're on the break ride, the plus 10k adds so much. You can break through defensives and everything. But if you don't, and you only have that 5k, you can only really afford to give your opponent 1 damage, because if they do check a defensive, that might actually shut down a lot of your plays. So like here, we're gonna have a board of like this, you know, which is really nice, which is really, really nice. And like it depends on like what he puts down as intercepts, because if he puts down hell intercepts, then we're kind of in trouble, because then like this won't really do that much, I guess. Like it's gonna go back to deck and we're gonna just like call it back out with Mr. Bloody Ogle. But if he doesn't call hella intercepts, then it's a different story, right? And he might just like use, you know, he probably hasn't, yeah, he has enough in drop, he can Legion, you know, kill my intercept. That's a grade 1. Okay. If he doesn't have intercepts, that's super cool, because we can actually use Skydiver then, which would be super sick. I want to do a Skydiver, at least one Skydiver attack. Did Skydiver ever get a V-Series card? Such a like iconic card that I'd be surprised if it didn't, because I feel like it's super cool. But, you know, and I think it was like one of the first triples. Damn, my man must be like just handful of PGs, right? Has to be a handful of PGs, like nothing else. Okay, so looking at this hand, we have like, we can do a Skydiver, which is free. 1 Bloody Ogle and one, what is it called again? Frozen Ogle. So we right skip, obviously, we Legion, put these boys back, and then basically we can just hit with Skydiver to face, and set up a nice back row, and then like, Frozen Ogle, loop itself back, maybe called Blaze? I'm not sure. I might want to set up just like a double Blaze column or something. I feel like that would be pretty good. I feel like that would be pretty good. I think we can just do this. I feel like I might need a Daisy later, so I want to be a bit careful there. Alright, let's go. Swing! So this will be 16. Just swing to the face. And we can call the Frozen Ogle from the hand, which is pretty nice. Do I want to do that? I could just do this, actually, and use my last Soul Blast. Because I need 2 CB for the... for thingy, right? That's why some people run the elephant. I technically get more attacks out of doing this though, right? Right? I'm not bugging, right? It's just that they're not super strong, I guess? I don't know. Let's try. Let's just keep doing this. I think he has 4 PGs in hand, so we have to like break through all of that anyway. Right? Alright, we have to hurry up with the timer too. I think, you know what? Let's just call this and play it a bit safe. I'm gonna play it a little bit safe, I think. And then, like, do this. Okay, that's 21, so that hits. And so now if this somehow he heals here or something... Okay, never mind. Well, I guess that just ended the game right there. These last 2 games were about as fast as the first one. I'm pretty sure, lengthwise. Wait, what was in his hand? He had 4 cards in hand. I thought they were 4 PGs. I straight up thought they were 4 PGs because I was like, doesn't have intercepts. He called out a grade 1. Probably not grade 3s either. So I was like, what was that? I'm not really too sure. And look how low my Spike Bros level is. It's crazy. So yeah, there you go. That's Legion Spikes. I hope I've now convinced you that you don't need Emerald Blaze and that Mr. Ogle is just enough. Honestly, more than enough. And honestly, I personally like the deck more like this, because as you can see, like, Jelly Beans is a huge part of what makes the deck more consistent, because you can search out your intercepts, and also, like, I run one of the Daisy just so, like, sometimes you need a booster, right, in case, like, you need to get over those big defensives. So I think the deck is really, really fun, and honestly, it's quite easy to build, because, like, essentially, if you went kind of hard on the last Spikes wave, and you got the, you know, the Break Rides as well as the Masons, all you really need here is, like, 2 of the grade 2, and then 4 of the Bloody Ogle Legion, and then beans as well. Beans you do need, in my opinion. Like, if you don't have any beans, then maybe you could play Emerald Blaze, but honestly, I think the beans build is still better, you know, because we like them beans, you know? It's all about them beans on this channel. So yeah, I think this deck is really, really fun. Danji power, Bruce is my daddy, and all that good stuff. So, you know, you love to see it. It's a great deck. Very fun. I think also pretty underrated, and so I'm glad we got to show it off in its glory. Game 1 definitely didn't look as hot, but game 2 and 3, ooh, that was some nice stuff. So yeah, that's it. I will try to to get out Mega Colony next. Not sure how soon, but definitely trying to do all that before we go to Legion. I might upload them before... Or like, sorry, before we go to G, not before we go to Legion. I might end up uploading one of them after G is released, but I'll try to record it before G is released, if that makes sense. You know, just not overflow my uploads with Zero stuff too much. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for today. If you liked the video, please do leave it a like. If you like the content, if you haven't already, please do subscribe, because it does help a lot. We recently reached 45k subs. I said recently we reached 45k subs. So thank you to everyone that's been coming through and supporting the channel. But if you have not yet subscribed, please do so, because I'm trying to still, you know, it's a pipe dream, but I want to reach 100k one day, and you know, it's with your help that we can do that. But otherwise, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.